A lot of fans have been asking, are you still going to have podcasts while you're on tour? Well, I'm on tour right now, and here's your podcast. Yes, we are going to have podcasts all summer long. Go to mcchris.com/pages/shows for tickets and information, or just go to mcchris.com and click on the tour poster. There's an option to street team as well. In 2005, I quit Cartoon Network and started touring. It's 20 years later. I'm still at it. Come celebrate with me because I'm probably coming to your town. If I haven't already been there, maybe I'm there right now. Who knows when this takes place in the span of time and space? Go find out at mcchris.com/pages/shows or click on the tour poster at mcchris.com. I already said that. Bring your friends. Make it a party. Invest in actual experiences. They're way better than doom scrolling. Memories last forever, especially if I've traumatized you. Okay, let's do the podcast.
All I was going to say is yesterday, right after Universal Studios, Secret Lives of Pets, studio tour, had dinner, done. Excellent. Made me feel like we've been on vacation all day.
Did they get rid of that part of the ride where C.K. Lewis's dog starts masturbating in the corner?
Yes.
That's and the ride shuts down and you're just stuck there and you can't move.
No. But I'm gonna.
He's like, I'm almost done. I look at memories on Facebook, and yesterday's memory was that I had performed at Upright Citizens Brigade, and I always was jumping into people's shows. People would ask me to do 10 minutes or something in their shows, and a lot of stand-ups would workshop material at UCB. And what I call him, C.K. Lewis.
C.K. Lewis.
I always confuse him with CK1, the fragrance from Calvin Klein. But he was in the audience, and after I was done, he was like, I liked it a lot. You're really funny. Can I get your email?
Oh.
And then I'm like, I'll find you and I'll contact you. And so I wrote him on MySpace. Never heard from him again.
Yeah, he's not looking at MySpace.
But I read that post yesterday and I was like, man, you're such an idiot to not just give him your email or have a business.
Did you know who he was?
I knew who he was.
Why wouldn't you give him your email?
I don't know.
Was it like a protective thing?
No, it was just an idiotic move on my part, but I mean, I feel like but it's good though because who knows?
Yeah,
what the timeline that was probably like a watershed moment where
possibly
that could have,
or you would have been catapulted to the stratosphere. You're part of his people he's made.
Yeah,
and then
and who are they?
All those other people. Dino was doing a show with him, and it was about to come out, and then he blames a show I was in for ruining his show, but masturbatory stuff aside, it sounded like it was great. It was going to be Louis C.K. and Albert Brooks as beat cops, Chicago beat cops, just the two of them doing that, sounds like. And it was like almost all improv, but with Dito's like hysterical. And he said, your Paradise PD show killed it because it was supposedly all. I said, I think Louis C.K. Well, it was actually before all that stuff came out. All right.
Okay.
Very big news.
Big news. Let's hear it.
Disney has announced their 7th resort.
Oh, yeah. I know about this.
Incredible news.
That's the news?
That's the big news.
I looked on Twitter and all the responses were, it's illegal to be gay there.
Yes, well, that's the problem there.
So you can
Disney in general is like 50%.
Who's going to staff the park?
Well, all the Abu Dhabians. All the deeply, for fear of their life, probably.
Have you been to Abu Dhabi?
No, I have not. But my father just went. He went because his friend's daughter is teaching English there. So they went to go visit her because she'd been there for like 4 months. I mean, he went like in the last month or two. And, they're both architects, so it's an interesting place to go. Architecturally, yeah.
Well, it's like a crazy place.
Yeah.
It's got like
My
tons
brother-in-law
of amusement parks, but all the things, I mean, some things look really great. The Scooby-Doo ride looks really great at Warner Brothers, but it looks like kind of like a weird, bizarro version of America.
Well, like that Yaz Island, which is that where they all are. I mean, I feel like the thing is, I had a friend who worked on that WB. He did like the Flintstones log ride.
Yeah, they have tons of Hanna-Barbera stuff.
He's a great guy. His name is David Cobb. He's like I can't remember the company he works for, but that's what he does. He designs amusement rides and stuff like that, theme parks. But like, it seems like Abu Dhabi, like they get they have so many there because they're like, we'll pay for it. But they've never had like a Disney level. But did you see that concept art?
It all sounds like illegitimate. Yeah, and the thing about
well, that concept art
amusement park concept art,
other than colors.
Amusement park concept art always looks like you're tripping on acid or something. You're like, and you're squinting at it. You're like, what am I looking at?
I think that one. More than anything, more even that Disneyland 4, like Disneyland
and
4,
Disney Sea just announced some new lands, and you're like squinting at the map, and I see people like deciphering the map. You're like, I think this is Incredibles land, and I think this is this, and I think this is that.
But those ones at least have some type of, like, you can tell it's some kind of boat ride or some kind of roller coaster track. This Abu Dhabi one was literally like, it looked like Jackson Pollock painted the it is like, just
it was
colors.
Like 1970s impressionist.
It's just like colors. Like there is not, other than there's some kind of white looking towerish thing.
It looks like that might be like the Frozen castle is going to be their castle. And I'm like,
maybe
why
it'll be their own weird.
It should be all Agrabah. Like the whole thing should be.
Yeah, listen, you're getting one thing. You're getting Aladdin. Okay, you're going to love it.
Get a lot of Aladdin. I mean, they should have the Agrabah castle be the main castle. That would be perfect.
Well, I bet they couldn't have Frozen because isn't the queen gay?
Yeah, super gay.
You heard it here first. Super gay.
Don't forget that the end when she's singing "Let It Go" when she's singing "Let It Go" and then they start 69ing each other.
Right, and she turns her nipples ice cold.
They just start scissoring.
Yeah.
And Olaf's just like
he's pulling his carrot out and shoving it in their assholes.
God.
Alternatively,
good luck getting.
I can help.
Work.
It's just for fun.
It's just
for blue sky.
I can pitch in. Well, if
he's just spotting.
If Bill Burr is in Star Wars, then I think everything's safe.
Yeah, everything's fine now.
Because he said some horrible things, and then he proceeded to get hired.
Yeah, they don't care because they realize he's good. I mean, obviously.
Yeah. That's just like one of the many parks they'll just add to throw on the pile on the list.
My friend got real mad because he's like, I want all this money to be for us, not for over there. But the thing is, that's going to be like Tokyo, where Tokyo pays for it all. Yeah. Which is why when you go to Tokyo...
Might be a good park because of that.
Yeah. And when you go to Tokyo, it's like the best parks they have.
Yeah.
Because whatever it costs, they would just say, okay. So
there are so many people who are impoverished, out of work, living hand to mouth, homeless. America is this kind of like desolate landscape. But on the other side of the coin, there are people who are so rich that they just are looking for ways to waste outrageous amounts of money. And Disney's like, we can help.
We have a store for that.
We can help you.
You come in and order whatever you want. Well, that's what they did when they built Disney Seas. They were very scared about what it was going to be. The Oriental Land Company was scared. So basically, they walked them all through. Well, even when they built Tokyo Disney, they said, what do you want? And all they did was look at the rides at Disneyland and Disney World were already there. They say, okay, well, it was like they were shopping. They said, we want that one. We want that one. We like these two. Not so much this thing.
And this woman will be my wife.
And she will be my wife. No speaking. When they did Tokyo Disney Sea, they had to translate to them what these new rides would be like in a way they could understand based on existing Disney stuff. They were like, well, this caldera, this is going to be like the castle. And this land, this is like It's a Small World. The Aladdin ride or the Sinbad ride, this is like It's a Small World. Over here, it's like your Adventureland, because they did not want to put all this money into something that they didn't think was going to be
I can imagine
a
these
success.
sheiks being toured through Disney World and them just going on every ride and being like, this is too gay. This is Small World's too gay.
I told you that guy. So Brett Iwan is the guy who's the voice of Mickey Mouse, and he told us, because we see him at convention stuff. There is this chic guy, one of the royal family, who has his birthday party every year at either at
he's
Disneyland.
The guy who shuts down the park.
Shuts down the park, and not only that, but whatever the new movie is out, he wants characters, even if Disney doesn't have walkarounds
in his
of them,
bedroom that night.
They will make them for him. Like he wanted everybody from Big Hero 6 one year, and they only really had like a Baymax and
they're like,
somebody
Big
else.
Hero 6? Which one is that?
Yeah.
Disney people don't even know what it is.
Did we make Big Hero 6?
What is that?
But they built every one of those costumes for him, for his birthday, because they write a whole show. Mickey Mouse
Who makes
is
the
like
costumes?
Disney. Their costume shop.
They have a costume shop and they make everything.
They have a central shop that does all the ride stuff. They have a whole, they do all that stuff.
Wow.
Some stuff they might farm out, but I mean, the majority of those things.
There's a farm?
Big farm. That's where they send the old ones, like the weird fucked up looking Mickey Mouse one when he had like jagged teeth from the 30s. They're all out there with all the Song of the South characters. And
I love canceled Disney. I love things that... I have a giant 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea poster in my bathroom. I love things that don't exist anymore.
Is that what's wrong with? Oh, because it was a ride.
It was a ride.
Oh, the ride poster, not the movie poster.
Yeah.
There's a
No, it was the movie poster, but I like it because I know that the ride only exists in Japan.
So I think it was called Who Stole Wally's Waffles, and it was like one of the guys I played on it became an executive at Disney because he wanted to finish this show that they never had an ending when he was little. But at the end, it takes place at Disneyland. They open up the vault, and there's like Uncle Remus and all the characters that couldn't be. If you like Disney, which I know you do, it is 100% worth watching.
I still am not going to watch that show.
Oh, you're wrong.
Are there characters that you've played where you feel like this is on...
Wait, you wouldn't watch it in protest of Paradise PD?
Yes. No, I don't watch adult cartoons. Do you watch adult cartoons?
I mean, I don't watch anything.
I watch Andor and and then Last of Us. That's it. I watch like event television and then that's it.
I don't watch it. Andor was too boring to me. That guy knocking a bell for...
They're killing me with how they're releasing it. 3 hours, three episodes every Tuesday. That's why I have no sleep right now because of this show.
Why aren't they...
I'm up till 1 a.m. watching this thing. I don't know.
For anyone listening, they should watch that episode of the Paradise PD.
Is there a character that you've played that you feel like is on par with Master Shake?
I mean...
Are you ever reading a script and you're like, hey, this is actually something? Or for the most part,
sure.
or for the most part, you're just like, oh, thank God, I'm working.
I mean, there's always that. I mean, I don't know that I ever thought Aqua Teen was like that.
Not only in retrospect, do you feel?
I don't even think in retrospect. I mean, I don't know that. I mean, obviously...
Are people coming up to you at cons and bringing up other shows?
Yes, but I think there's few shows that I've been in that have been on for 20 years.
True.
I mean... It's interesting to think even a show that got canceled, like if The Ghost and Molly McGee, which was an excellent show, now granted it's a kid's show, but if that had been able to run for 12 years, a lot of those things, if the quality essentially remains the same, you build an audience.
Yeah.
Like the problem now is that's why Adult Swim was able to live like that, because they were able to just keep something on for 4 seasons too many. I mean, they made things that never would have been made in the first place.
Right.
And then on top of it, had the luxury of just keeping them on for years and years. I mean, if Adult Swim had shut down after 2 years, would anyone know any of that stuff?
Yeah.
No. Like it's simply, I mean, it affected people in a positive way who found it, but I had a guy in Chicago who was crying to me. He came up crying.
I've had lots of criers.
Well, that's because you're yelling at them.
Yeah,
at restaurant
that's
waitresses.
That's because I've got I'm cupping their balls.
Yeah. Hey, let me see those tears before I give you this merch shirt you just bought.
Yeah, I'll give you an autograph, but you got to give me something first.
Let me see if you can handle this. Oh, I don't know. Yeah. It's like that we were talking the other day about the Nonsense Show. The guy that, when he opened it, he just kept it open for 1 year, regardless that the house was a 10th full or whatever. But after 1 year, put that ad out that said, now in its second year, I should go check this out. I wonder what this show. If it's good enough to run for a year, it demands my attention, I guess. And now it's been playing there's 17, Nonsense Goes West. And
do you feel like Adult Swim changed like everything, like comedy? Like the surrealism of Adult Swim,
I think,
especially the surrealism of Tim and Eric, I think did it more than anything.
Yes.
Like where everything's like that, and you actually don't have to be funny anymore. You just have to be weird, and it just has to be cut in a strange kind of cringy way.
I think it changed a lot of. I think Adult Swim and Tim and Eric. But a lot of things on there, I think it definitely changed advertising.
Yeah, I remember the first and I think I think Eric directed like Old Spice spots that were just really trippy, and
he directed some of those ESPN.
Yeah,
but I think a lot of those changed too. Of that, Adult Swim did it very directly, but I think a lot of marketing ad agencies and stuff. Of giving the product a direct voice. Like Adult Swim had a voice because you read those bumps. And it was like, hi, what are you doing this weekend? Here's what we're doing. Just the text. And I think a lot of ad like, oh yeah, I'm going to personify the Krispy Kreme donut and have my Dan and Yogurt talk to
and now that's like everything though. Like like all these major companies, they all have some young kid on Twitter or just commenting on videos.
Yep.
And they are Chipotle.
Yep.
Or KFC. And they're it's all jokes, and it's all.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to tell because also social media is different from what it was, and that's also a part of it. I mean, that's also a whole side of all that stuff as well.
Yeah. It's
not just doing but I bet even like the commercials, it'll be like, but I guess all that folds into it.
So Paradise PD makes me wonder.
They were the guys who did Brickleberry.
Yeah. No, there's like a ton of these shows.
And then they did Farzar.
It's like the Bob's Burgers universe. It's like Central Park and Great North and.
Oh yeah, but I think that's all they did. They did Brickleberry.
There's a lot of shows that seem like the same show.
Yeah, well. Paradise PD.
I think there was a glut of adult animation that happened.
Yeah. Paradise PD, I like those guys a lot. They're, like, all three of the shows that they did exist in the same universe.
That's cool.
It was like Laverne and Shirley could go see Fonzie in Milwaukee.
And then go see Mark.
Yeah. Like, the Farzar one, they wrote a whole season 2 that ended up never getting made because they got a new head of Netflix, and she was like, I don't like dirty stuff. However, I will say, I know many people hate it, but nothing made me laugh heavier than those Paradise PD and Farzar shows.
Oh, really?
I just found them, they were so ridiculous, but super, like I could watch them. And I don't normally watch most, like I want to see it, but I watched Molly McGee because it was different, because there was always like a musical number, and that was interesting. But
Did you record Molly McGee at Disney Studios?
Yes, and then COVID happened, and they're the ones who gave me the box of all the stuff, the equipment, but never told me it was from them. And I was out of town because they also never said it was coming. So I was like, was anybody going to tell me there were $7,000 on my front porch?
Yeah, I built a booth in my home just to record the Aqua Teen YouTube series.
Oh, where were you?
I was in LA.
That's very weird because they...
It was during COVID.
Yeah,
I was in Sherman Oaks.
They made me go into the studio for those.
Mm.
It's interesting
I
that
didn't even know you were in them, but I guess you are.
Yes.
I think in mine, I'm the only one in it. It's just one big MCP Pants ad.
Well, they did 10 of them.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. It wasn't just yours. There was many more.
I thought it was 10 of me.
Yes. You're breaking this up into 10, right? Sure. Okay, great. Just checking. Yeah, they wanted me to go in. I was like, I've been recording from my home for such fly-by-night operations as Disney and Nickelodeon. I know they're not on their level of your YouTube shorts you're making. I always found it funny. Some places are like, we need to hear your room. And I get why they want to do that. But at the same time, you would think this happened all the time during COVID. Like someone would call in from whatever show you hadn't done before. And like, we need to test it. Here's the room. I get that. But at the same time, I was like, can you just tell them that we've been recording Disney from this same room every single day? Like that I didn't set it up yesterday and like, because the thing is, if I would move,
getting
like
a little highfalutin there.
Like when we went,
if it's good enough for Disney,
I mean that's it. And the 5 other shows, and then there'd just be one guy like, I need to. Okay, all right.
I remember when COVID happened, I was on tour.
Oh.
And then I had to cancel my tour. And then I had to drive across the country and try not to catch COVID. And I was up in New York.
Okay.
Like upstate New York or something. And then I had to drive to LA. And I did it in like 10 days or something.
Where was your son?
Wandering the streets.
He was not.
He was
on
running
tour
with a pack
you.
of dogs.
Okay.
No, he wasn't.
Because he was little. He must have been real little.
Yeah.
Like a baby almost.
5, 4.
Because Vivian was at the start of COVID, Vivian was in kindergarten.
When did COVID start? 2020? 2019. So
March,
he's 4.
March of 2019. Because Vivian was 5. Yeah, they're like 1 year apart.
Do you remember when it started?
I distinctly remember because I remember we heard through the parent mill that school was going to be canceled on Monday because of COVID. And I went, well, why the fuck would I send her to school on Friday? Because this disease is running rampant if they're going to not let her go on Monday. So I kept her home on Friday. But also they were like, well, it'll probably just be like a week or 2. Had I known it was going to be a year and a half, I would have kept her ass in there on Friday because it was just one more day I could have had
last
to my
day
son.
of freedom.
That's right. My wife was still at work or she was still in school, and my daughter was still in school.
It was really scary in the beginning because everyone was afraid that you could get it by touching something that was contaminated.
Oh, you remember?
So you had to wipe
wiping down their goddamn grocery bags out on the stoop.
Yeah.
And then like you couldn't get an Instacart. Like that was the thing. Like Instacart made it then, but it was like you'd go on and say, I want an Instacart. You know, now it'll say like whatever time it is. It's 10 o'clock. So it'll say like, we could have it there between 12 and 2. At the start, it would say, we could have it there between 12 and 2 next Thursday. Like it was a week ahead of time because there were so few people doing it.
And there was a run on water and toilet paper.
Oh my God. I had so many. I still have some of them. I had so many weird Chinese toilet paper brands. One was called, it has no tube in the middle. Okay, so it doesn't have that cardboard tube, so it's rolled up just the size of the toilet paper. Make someone happy. That's the name of the brand. The little rainbow on it. I'll bring them on trips when I go places you would want to have toilet paper because it's compact. You can fit it in your bag and stuff.
I've thought about traveling with toilet paper because the toilet paper at Disney is so bad. It's like one ply.
Yeah.
And if you're like spoiled on Cottonelle or
if you're pampering,
if you
cheeks.
got quilted,
yeah,
and you basically you get the thin toilet paper. It's like,
oh, it's the worst.
You gotta like create a lot. You gotta create a multi-layered.
You gotta make an onion. You need to make an onion. The multi-layers.
What was it like for you to be trapped indoors for a long period of time?
Well, I didn't mind it at all. We were at my house. This is what happened. We got locked down from school. My dog Rosie died right before we got locked down. My sweet little Rose, she died. And then Argus, our dog Argus died. He had a crazy cancer thing on his skin, like skin cancer.
Poor thing.
Yeah. So he got put to sleep. He died. And then 2 weeks later, COVID. A week after that, we were going to drive to my parents' house because they live in Las Vegas. So that was easy. Then the night before, Rosie had been not doing anything much, but going bad. And then I took her to the emergency room. She died in the morning at the vet. I came home. We were updating our wills and trusts. So we did that in the backyard. I go in the morning with my dog. She dies. I come back. We sign our will and trust with the notary, but we're in the backyard in this weird, it's like a weird ceremony because it's outside. We have a table out there. And I remember the notary who was crazy. She looks to my wife and she goes oh, do you have dogs? And my wife just goes, they're both dead. And then we sign our will and trust. And then we get in the car and drive to Las Vegas. But I always say, I think Rosie's last gift to us was that she died before we got in that car on a 5-hour drive to Las Vegas. Because had it been one day later, I wouldn't have known where to take her to a vet or anything. It would have been a whole different. But we went there. So then we were at my parents' house, which was great because we had other people all of us helping each other. My parents have a pool. They have a big, nice house. And then I think we were there for a month or two, maybe 2 months. And then we went to Martha's Vineyard. So most of the time we were on Martha's Vineyard at my in-laws' house.
You have the time of your life.
It was the best. And animation during COVID was booming.
Yeah.
I mean, there were entire runs of shows that I did that I never met anyone. It was all just from online, being on Zoom or whatever. I mean, in Martha's Vineyard was great because it's beautiful there. And because we're now on the East Coast, well, we had till noon every day before school started. So we'd go to the beach, go have breakfast, go take a bike ride, just have this whole beautiful morning, and then start at 12, which was a very easy thing to do. And then at 5 o'clock, we'd be done, and then it was dinner time. It was I think school should just start at noon.
Mm.
A lot of nice stuff you could do in the morning before that. I don't know why they're constantly pushing it to be so early.
Yeah.
Let kids play a little bit in the morning.
Man, that school on Zoom was a struggle, though.
Oh, it was the worst.
And the first teacher I had was she was not tech savvy. So, I mean, just imagine a Zoom call with somebody who doesn't know how to get everyone to shut up or how to mute herself or...
That is...
It was like hell.
I had the queen of that person, Mrs. Kukofka, who was wonderful. I was the room parent. I was on every day with her for an hour before trying to teach her how to make your window on YouTube full screen, hit that little square thing at the. She could not do it. So all her ads for prescription sandals and stuff would come up on the side, and She didn't know how to mute the kids.
There was so much. Get your parents. I'd come.
Oh.
Okay, cut this thing. Cut it. Okay, now get out of here. Go away. It's like it was constant, like, come here, go away, come here, go away. Oh. And it's like you couldn't do anything else because you were just like on the sidelines waiting to be called in to play.
Yeah. I could never leave my daughter because she's like, she's always bouncing off the walls.
Yeah.
And then I'm just asking her to sit in front of a computer?
Yeah.
For hours?
Yeah, we were okay, but there were always like kids in the class who were like, the teacher was just yelling at one kid all day, every day.
Yeah, I mean, but it's not fair of the teacher to do that. That wasn't fair to the kids, and it wasn't fair to the teacher, because, I mean, I don't know who said some kind of fake news going around that 50% of every kid in China has ADHD or allergies or diabetes or something. But I mean, you could tell all the kids in the class on a Zoom call who have ADHD.
Yeah.
Or like also there were some that had other learning disabilities that were...
It should just like, should ADHD or education should just be for kids with ADHD. And if your kid's normal, they're the ones that get pulled out. And they have to go to a special school. The normal kids should go to the special school because there's like 3 of them.
It's called the what do they call it? The academically talented program. Although even that doesn't matter. I mean, my daughter tests for all that stuff.
The framing is all wrong. It shouldn't be like you're talented. It should just be like...
Well, and wait till like, that's the thing when you get to like middle school and high school. The animals are going to be far worse. They're going to be more sad. And the kids with older siblings who learn all their bad habits and like, not the good kids, but even though, even good kids can be pains in the asses. Like the ones with older siblings are terrorizers.
Yeah.
Because they get all that shit from they get all that shit from their brothers.
And
now they're selling their merch t-shirts, squeezing people's balls at the merch table to get back on their brothers from
I'm
when
like
they were
Gina
little.
Hackman in Mississippi Burning.
Yes.
Hey, it's MC. If you want to support the podcast, which is a really awesome thing to do because it does cost money to make this, go to mcchris.com and click on the podcast banner. It'll take you right to our link tree, which will take you to our GoFundMe, all of our links, everything you need. Go there. Please make a donation. Every donation is so appreciated. Every week I get a couple of donations. I get the emails on my phone. It cheers me up. It makes me feel I'm not alone out here in the dark. So thank you so much to everybody who's donated. We've raised like $1,500 so far, which is great. There's probably going to be a Patreon in the fall. Stay tuned for that. And we really appreciate every donation. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, click the bell so you get notifications. Follow us wherever you can on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, just so you never miss a show. Never want you to miss a show. You never know when it's going to come on. Sometimes it doesn't come on at all. So make sure you got those notifications turned on so you get alerted to the fact that Dana and I have sat down again and are about to give you all the wisdom. And don't forget to leave a review. You can leave a review in the comments, whether it's at YouTube. You can leave a review at Spotify. You can leave a review at Apple Podcasts. These reviews are so important to me. I read these reviews every week. They really encourage me. So if you want to encourage me, and I know you do, please leave a review. Sometimes I take pictures of them and I share them with Dana. Sometimes we read them on the show. We'll say your crazy internet name. Please leave a review. That's like the most important thing. And don't forget to like it if it's on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to follow. And don't forget to click the bell. And also leave a donation. Please support us if you can. Your support means everything to us. Okay, let's get back to the podcast. Do you think it's weird that COVID was such a thing? And then remember what it was like? There were like body bags in Central Park. There were tons of celebrities like dying every day. And then it's ended. And then it's kind of like, and we shall never speak of this again. It's like COVID didn't happen.
It's weird. I don't remember all that. I don't remember celebrities dying.
Every
day.
They They're always dying.
Celebrity death update. George Clooney, we lost him. Pretty Woman, no more.
Yeah. Pretty Woman, more like
Julia Roberts,
disgusting geriatric.
Now, rotten corpse.
But yeah, there were dead celebrities dying every day, and you didn't know if it was because of COVID or it was just like things were
I
normal.
remember seeing Meatloaf, because Meatloaf died.
Meatloaf died.
And most likely of COVID.
Yeah.
And he was a big anti-vax proponent. So, like, I don't want him to... He was always nice to me when I would see him, because he'd come to shows, you know, to conventions. He was always very nice. I think he came over to me the first time because I would frequently, when I take a picture with someone, I'll like go, "Bah!" right before we take it and like kind of scare them. And I noticed, because sometimes people don't like
You're
that.
making them jump every time.
If you're by their... but he kept looking over, and then he came over at some point, and he's like, man, I just want to tell you, like, I thought at first I didn't know what you were doing. But then I keep watching the faces of the people you do that with, and they're just laughing. And they have he was like, I think that's so cool. It's just neat. I was like, well, you know, I just get like a little action shot. He goes, yeah, action shot, right? And then I noticed he would talk to me whenever we were at ones again. And then he died of COVID. Or died of mysterious.
Died of meatloaf.
Yeah, that's like MF Doom. Nobody said what he died of. But
was that during COVID?
It was 100% during COVID. Now, he was not, I don't know where he was on vaccinations or anything, but I know he was very agoraphobic. He did not like going out. He didn't like going in crowds.
That probably should have served him well.
Mm-hmm.
He was probably murdered by Puff Daddy.
Hey, he didn't ever came to one of my parties. Why didn't you come to my party last night? We were all fucking Justin Bieber and the buttocks. It was real fun. Make me sad. You don't want to come. What, you don't like having fun? We were whipping Ashton Kutcher with dildo whips. Why didn't you come? It was really fun, man.
I love your Puff Daddy impersonation.
It's me, Puff Daddy.
You don't sound like
well, you know, I call you my real voice, not my TV persona. Why didn't you come? It was so fun. I slapped jelly all over Julia Roberts. We fucked her toes. So fun.
We fucked a cake.
You make me so mad. We all fucked a cake, and then we made Gary Coleman's little brother eat it. It was so fun.
We all rode a pony, and then we killed it.
Yeah.
And we ate it.
And we made the cast of that 70s show eat it. It was so fun. Don't worry, I'll send you the video.
I like how everybody was at these parties.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
you see those people running.
It's like, let's do a group shot. And you look at it, it's like the last shot in The Shining, except you know every single person
it's
in
like
the
those
shot.
old ones when they would, like, for the 50th anniversary of Paramount, they would line all the stars up.
Jimmy Stewart's right next to Potsy.
Yeah, right. Yes. And you're like, how the fuck did you get in this, Potsy? Like, I know why you're there. Like, you were walking by, but, like, you're in between Jimmy Stewart and Fred Astaire. No. Yeah. I thought there would be, you know, they were like certain videos they were showing that were like from his parties.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, man, somebody like Ashton Kutcher's getting divorced because he was at every one of those. And you know, he wasn't just there because there were good snacks. No.
I'm here for the Ritz crackers.
He and his wife, what's her name?
Mila Kunis.
Yes. Their child went to, this was so weird to me. They went to the same my gym that we would take my daughter to, which is like a little kiddie gymnastics thing, just in a strip mall. Like,
I love that. So the funny thing about being in the Valley, you never know when the celebrities are going to come down from on high and like infest your grocery store. And
I was like, why would they be here? Like they both run. That
I mean, they're
TV
up in the
show.
hills. There's nothing up in the hills. They
they
gotta come down, and they must not want to go downtown because it's like
the other side
filled with tourists.
Yeah,
and
yeah, it was real weird. They both came every time, and Vivian. Oh no, said her name. I said too much. My daughter would always she always loves kids younger than her. She would play. So inadvertently, she was always playing with your child. And I was like, oh, God, get away. Don't engage. So then they would talk. They'd be like, oh, that's so sweet. You're so sweet together. I'm like, yeah, for now. Wait till something happens.
I remember I was friends with this kid. We never moved. So, like, the houses around our house were always, like, a new cast of characters happen, like, every 5 years. A new family would move into these houses all around our house.
Why do you think people move so much?
Because they'd lose their jobs, you know?
You were getting them fired.
I was doing a lot of surveillance.
You know, those guys across the street are real loud sometimes.
They're fucking cakes over there.
I wonder what the State Farm Insurance Agency's boss would think about that.
But you know, I was kind of like a weird mutant kid that nobody liked. So every time there was like a new family would come in, I'd be like, ha!
Another shot.
This gives me another chance to win another person over on this planet. And, but I would end up having, you know, I'd be friends with anybody. If it was like a kid who was like barely in school, I'd be like, I'll be your friend. Yeah. And I remember one day we had a fight and he was like crying and about to march back to his house. He's like, you dummy buoy. And that just stuck in my head because it was like, man, this kid's so young. He doesn't even know how to fuck with somebody. He doesn't know how to be mad at somebody.
Hey, you young fucking idiot. Here's your dummy buoy. And that's the first time you crunch somebody's balls.
Yeah.
I got your dummy buoy
and
right
it was
here.
So little. It
was like making
not
the
that
okay
big of a
sign.
deal.
You could just squeeze them.
It was like I was popping a zit.
Like grabbing a Tic Tac.
Yeah. But I would befriend young people, and because I liked feeling old. You always got to feel that way though, because you had a little brother.
That's true. I loved my brother. When I loved him.
He's still alive, right?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yes. I just got an email or text or something last night that said, so I don't know how long ago. I think maybe from Christmas. What month is this now? May?
May.
He just now activated an Amazon gift card I sent him for Christmas. I said, Mike, was this something I gave you for Christmas? He's like, yep. I said, what were you sitting on it for? So, like, you don't even have to spend it.
I'm that way, though.
You just have to put the number
Chevy
in.
Chase and Caddyshack, like, they were going through his apartment, and she's like, here's an uncashed check for $10,000. I mean, that is what, because I just, like, stack all my bills and all the things I have to do on a to-do pile, and that has checks in it. And I will, until I, like, tackle the to-do pile, I will not deposit checks.
Now, where do you get most of your checks from? Like residual checks?
Residual checks for my music. So it was a Kevin Smith, something I did for Kevin Smith. And I'll get checks for that.
That's great. I just saw I just looked on the SAG as I was thinking about not being in Grand Theft Auto 6, which I am not.
Everyone thought you were, though.
I'm not kidding you. I think I got 150 texts from people yesterday.
Yesterday, you said 20 yesterday. That's gone up quite a bit.
Yeah, all last night. And all this morning. And then finally, I
Who was the most famous person that texted you, are you in GTA?
No one famous.
Oh.
No one famous. But it wasn't even are you. It was just congratulations on.
I saw your Twitter post, though, and you said, I've played the last couple ones, and I'm going to play the next one. You play video games still?
Yeah. I mean, I have. Yes, I have. I do.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, well, here's the thing.
If I was a police guy, I'd be like, this guy is full
I
of
play
shit.
the video games. I put the quarters in my home and...
I have a joystick.
No, I haven't played... I have a PlayStation, the previous...
I have a PlayStation 2. I played Rayman.
I have whatever the last one was. PlayStation 5, I think.
PlayStation 5.
Because they're on 6 now, right?
The PlayStation 5 looks like it's from Tomorrowland.
It's like black.
No, it's white.
Okay, then I have the PlayStation 4. I don't have the most recent one, but I may not have the two most recent. Like the one that's been out for 5 years.
Yeah.
That's 5?
If it's white and it looks like it's from the future, that's 5.
Okay, then I have a PlayStation 4.
Okay. So you're lame.
Yes, because I could never get the first one, and you'd see these fucking writers who like, I flew to Des Moines, Iowa because they had them on sale at the Best Buy. A quick $10,000 trip. Seeing a grown man with like those sneakers that have the skates in them and, you know, writer's room money guys with their PlayStation 5s. I never got one. But I always love playing Assassin's Creed. I like all those ones.
I love Assassin's Creed. I just bought the Japanese one, but it's like I lost interest, and this is why I'm worried about GTA, because I'm like, man, these big video games just make me feel like, I don't have enough time or enough life.
Well, that's why
I don't have it. I mean, what I play is Fortnite because you can jump in, jump out, and do that for a little while.
I don't like playing with other people.
I like Assassin's Creed because all the history. Like I really was into the past ones, especially
I love
especially
that
the
Pirates one.
Especially the one with where Leonardo da Vinci is giving you your gadgets, and he's like cute.
Hey, you want to fly? Come here. Let me get a little tickle first. Hey, you know me. Hey, baby. Okay. No money.
I'm gonna give you a jetpack, but first let me see you naked.
Let me see that little pee-pee of yours. Hey,
it's so little.
A quick sketch. Just let me sketch real quick. Give us a kiss.
I love the Pirates one because I love doing all the stuff with the ships.
Yeah.
But so what I got not too long ago, because I have a Mac, which you can't play a lot of these games, but I got a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
So now I can play. I got it primarily because I wanted to play Civilization 7 or 6, whatever the
I had a
newest
Steam for a little
one is.
while. I like you had the handheld thing.
Yeah.
And I would buy games that I just wanted to play, like old Indiana Jones point and click. I love the old King's Quest and
the
all
old school ones.
all the quests, the Sierra Games stuff.
Yeah.
I loved it, but it was so impossible to type. You had to like.
Oh, there is this one I'm playing that I really like. It's extremely difficult, which makes me think it's probably slightly poorly designed. But it's called Hollywood Monster. Okay? And it's basically like...
It's about Puff Daddy.
Hey, we had a great party last night. Why weren't you there?
And it won't stop.
It's me, Puff D.
Because I can't stop. I have a problem.
I can't stop. Yeah, I was just dipping my balls in all the wine glasses.
I just fucked a goat.
You missed it.
You own a studio in like the 30s. But, you know, you have to, it's one of those, like, you have to build up, like, now you built a casting office, so now you can have more. And it's
like
sort of like.
It's like a tycoon game.
Yes, it's like that. It's sort of like that video game developer. You know that one? Where, like, you make your video games, but you can have, like, the secure. But it's also very tied in with the times. So, like, there's communist writers that make you blacklisted, and it's very interesting. It's very fun. But I have played it multiple times now, and you can only get up to a point before you go bankrupt. So I don't know what I'm doing.
You can only go up to a point before the Steam Deck freezes.
No, the Steam Deck is fine.
Or it gets too hot.
But the difficult thing about it is you have to name, you know, like, so your writers will write a new script. You're like, all right. And it rates high, like this is 8 out of 10. It's going to do great at the box office. And it's like, name your script. That Steam Deck, there's no keyboard that comes up. So I keep just, every one is named like AAART, PQR, because there's no, every button on that Steam Deck represents, I'm sure, a letter, but how could it? Because there's not 26. So you can't type
Having
into
everything
it.
Doesn't quite work out because the deck is not capable of being a computer.
Yes.
I mean, you could probably buy a keyboard or something and attach it, or Bluetooth, or who knows how it works. But
I'm happy with the Steam Deck. Aside from that, I mean, it doesn't make the game impossible to play because it's really just naming these things. But when you have 14 screenplays in the pipeline and they're all named AAARTS, it makes it a little difficult to remember which one's which maybe is also why I'm losing every game or going bankrupt. But I like that. And there is one on there I play that's fun. It's also a pirate game, but it's like called like Yakuza Pirate or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's very fun. It's more like, it's sort of like a Grand Theft Auto in that.
Do you have like a deep-rooted nautical fantasy?
No, but I like doing those, making pirate ships fight each other.
Do you like being on boats?
50-50.
See, I'm really boring because it's like I think there's this one chapter in The Stand by Stephen King where they're like, okay, the apocalypse is happening, and everybody's like starts to get ready for the apocalypse. And like, there's one chapter where it's just about people accidentally killing themselves while they get ready for the apocalypse.
Oh, how do they do that? Give me some examples.
It's like Tom and Jerry stuff. Like he steps on a rake and it hits him in the face, that he falls backward into a grave. Or, it's like,
come on, Steven.
One guy gets electrocuted, or another guy like, drinks poison, and it's all like on accident. So it made me, that chapter really affected me, and it made me feel like, oh wow, there's a million ways to die every day. So I don't do anything that is like dangerous. And I know you're probably going to say, well, like, what does that mean exactly? Well, I don't do anything like extreme. Like the most extreme thing I'll do is
drive a car.
Yeah, I'll do cars. I'll do airplanes. I'll do roller coasters. But that's it. I won't jump out of a plane. I won't bungee jump. I won't. And even when I'm on a boat, I'm like, this is stupid. Because I feel like there's so many things every day where you're like, oh, these people died because this person got killed by an alligator because they're walking right next to a swamp. Don't walk next to swamps.
Oh. I had a whole talk with my friend Lisa. She goes on this bike path in Florida where she lives. There's alligators on it all the time. She goes, no, you just go around them. I'm like, no, you don't go around them. You stop, you turn around, you go back whatever the hell way you came.
It's crazy that I tour. And then I am driving 10,000 miles
and
every
also, you're I'm sure, 50% of the time, no offense, you're performing in death traps with one exit in the back. I've seen that White Snake, that place going up in flames.
Yeah.
Seen enough nightclub fires.
Yeah, you got to be smart enough to like not do pyrotechnics in a small venue. I mean, come on, White Snake. And it wasn't White Snake. It was...
whatever it was.
It was Once Bitten, Twice Shy. What's that band called?
You got me.
Oh, man.
Alabama Sink. I don't know.
Alabama Sink.
That's a new rock band.
But Great White, I think was their name. But yeah, you don't have pyrotechnics.
My dad is always slightly, not enough to ever voice it, but we talked about it once, like he's always a little paranoid being in like a crowded indoor, because when he was younger or somewhere, I don't know where, there was some kind of stampede type thing that happened. So any time we go, I always stick by like, where are they? He knows where every exit is.
So one nice thing about Disney is like you actually feel like nothing bad is going to happen to you in there.
Yeah. Foolishly.
Well, nothing's really ever happened in there. I mean, people do die.
Personal fights, I guess.
I mean,
that's not
I don't know why they get everybody so drunk. Why they're so interested in getting everybody wasted. I'm like, isn't that a recipe for disaster?
I mean, I think the thing is, when you hear all that stuff that happens, but 50% of that shit is at Disneyland, where it has no drinks. Like, I think it's people are spending so much money on stuff that every little slight it just keeps ratcheting.
Can you
it
imagine
up.
Like going to Disney jail though, or like or getting kicked out of the park forever?
Yeah,
like how bad does it have to be where you're being like, you've got like a team of security and you're being handcuffed and you're being walked out and little babies and kids are looking at you and Mickey Mouse is looking at you like, oh, come on, man, come on.
Hey, you're a real dick tonight. No Disney for you. Come on, Mickey. Shut up, Minnie. I got this.
Nothing could stop him, I guess.
Woo. There was a guy, because, the Orange County Sheriff's Department releases all their arrest reports, but they're always like 3 to 6 months after they happen. So they just released one at Disney World of 2 morons who were drunk fighting a woman in a wheelchair.
Well, those wheelchair folks in the parks are, they're antagonistic.
My friend Wesley sent me a picture. He goes, this woman rolled over my foot. And it was 3 people going into Disney Hollywood Studios. 3 women, large women, in their little scooters.
And that's being nice.
And The one rolled over his foot. Didn't even notice, but clearly the whole thing went konk. And right before they went, the one in the front turned to the other two and went, Transformers, roll! And they all took off through the thing. This is what's wrong with where we are now. This is where we're at. They could be walking. I don't know if I told you this. We went to like the preview for Galaxy's Edge, right? There was a large lady. She was walking. I don't even think I should forget it. I'm not going to say it's too disgusting. She had
I'll cut it.
Sweat down the back of her legs that was actually also just dripping with unwashed butthole. So like brown dripping down the back of her legs.
Yeah.
Because she was super hot and she's sweaty.
I always am
But
looking.
she didn't wipe that butt very well.
I look at people that are really big, and I'm sorry if this offends anybody. I look at people who are really big at the parks, and I'm like, how do you do anything? How do you wipe your ass? How do you have sex?
Logistically.
How do you find your vagina?
It's sad.
How do you get to your penis?
Because you know.
Imagine being so big you can't have access to your own penis.
Yeah.
I mean,
there is a guy I've seen at Disneyland.
That's all I got.
I think
some
he's
days,
a
most
regular.
days.
He's extremely large. Like, he's not well. He's an older guy, but he's really, like, he's in a little scooter, very, very large. And he's there with his partner or friend. But, like, I get it. You want to just be, like, he's not going on anything. Like, he's too large. He's not going on
Disney
anything.
just has this siren song that no one can refuse.
Yeah. I'm like, you want to go? I had a friend who was very, very large. And I never thought about any of that stuff until I was friends with him. Because we would like go to eat and he'd be like, well, make sure we get a table. Like, what do you care? It's a 5-minute wait for anywhere, but I'm like, oh, because you can't sit in a booth. There's like all these other levels of, for him, like paranoia. It's not paranoia, but like just things he needed to worry about because he was so large.
What hell?
Like going to the bathroom on an airplane, like that didn't happen. But I never thought about it. But he would be like, well, where are we going to go to lunch before we go to the... And I was like, I said that, I was like, Musso Franks. He goes,
I'm always amazed.
No, I
like,
can't have that.
How do you... It always just boggles my mind. How do you get to that point? But, I guess the human body is just this incredibly elastic thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a rubber band. It can
and your mind,
you can go from this to that. You can go back to it.
Yeah. I mean, it's no less strong than like the power of drugs or alcohol to say like, I gotta have that birthday cake for lunch every day. Like I gotta or like one full bag of Doritos.
Yeah, I imagine what they're eating, and
that's the thing. Like, it's hard to think, and it may even at times when you're eating not seem like you're not everybody's going.
It's got to feel normal. It's got to feel like, oh, I don't feel comfortable because I haven't eaten enough, and I know what that feeling's like. You know, where it's just like your body's demanding more, and I know what that's like. One person said in this one class I took once, like, oh, I don't want to eat. It'll make me hungry. And that like blew my mind because I'm like, oh, yeah, that's true. If I don't eat, I'm not hungry. But if I have like one little tiny thing, then it's like, okay, we got to have 20 things.
Yeah. Yeah. And also I feel like all of it's like all that stuff too. It's triggered by depression. Then of course, like the bigger you are, I have to imagine the more depressed you get because you're like,
yeah.
What's going on here?
You used to be bigger, right?
I don't know. I mean, probably. I think.
And you had to make some lifestyle changes.
Well, I certainly made lifestyle changes when I found out I had diabetes.
Yeah.
That was in 2017 that I found out I had it.
Was there anything that was like really hard to give up?
That's the thing. Like, not particularly.
You don't love food.
I do love food. I love food.
Did you love food as a kid? Was it a coping mechanism?
No. Up until I graduated high school, college, I was 125 pounds.
Yeah.
I was like a string bean.
When I discovered beer is when I started putting on weight.
That's exactly. Once I got out of college, I moved to New York. I started having beer. I ate the same way I kind of always did, but I also had the addition of suddenly having
Did you drink
beer.
Did you drink 40s like me?
No. I would usually get like a 16-ounce, like the bodega by my house had 16-ounce
Tall boy cans?
cans of Coors Light.
Mm.
So I would have Coors Light.
Yeah.
Because I was like the lightest. They never had Miller Lite.
Was there any time of your life where you felt like you were being gluttonous, or was that all just beer weight?
I mean, I don't. Probably. I mean, I don't. I mean, I would eat shit.
Did you ever eat a whole pizza?
Probably not. But I mean, over the course of.
It's because you were never a stoner.
Yeah.
That's why you never like got into the gluttonous.
I would have so
part
many.
of life.
I would have so many calories in my body from beer
Yeah.
that I would. I mean, I still liked eating garbage. Like, are you kidding me? Chili cheese tater tots.
Yeah.
I'd have a whole thing right now.
Yeah.
And I eat like I would get more. Like, well, I got Portillo's when we were in Chicago. This
Oh, you
was
did?
gluttonous because it was the only place
I've
I
never
could
had
get
it.
delivered. It was great.
And I'm from there.
It's great. Well, you know, there's one in Orange County,
No way.
and it's really good.
Mm.
Like, it's better than it should be for being all the way out here.
And that's sliced beef?
They're just no.
Or is
Yes, but they have Italian beef. They have the Maxwell Street is like their Polish sausage. They have real Chicago, you know, the super dogs
Chicago's
with
got
all
the
the
meats.
stuff. It's kind of all the Chicago food minus I don't think they have any pizza stuff. But it's like a hot dog sausage hamburger joint.
Mhm.
But it's delicious.
Yeah.
But I got 3 things from there because I wanted to try it. Now, I ate about a third of each of them. I got an Italian beef sandwich, and I got a Polish with the onions and peppers, and I didn't want the Chicago dog. I got the chili dog.
Is that where you lean? Are you like in that fast food, or not? More importantly, like not the main fast food chains, but like off those kind of like smaller chains. Is that your weakness?
I probably
or
my
hot dog
probably
hamburger
my-
stands.
Yeah, I mean, probably my biggest, the worst things I ever eat and always have been is that kind of stuff, like a hot dog place.
Yeah, I love mom and pop things.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. I'll eat the fuck out of McDonald's too, or a Whopper.
I'm not as happy doing that. There was a time where I could have that one burger at the end of the day or something, and just because it's everywhere and you're on tour and you need something. But
Yeah,
when I first got to LA, I was coming from Brooklyn. And I was thinking, oh, this place doesn't have any food. It's like there's nothing here. And then as time went on, I realized, oh, this place is actually filled with mom and pop burger stands, which are excellent.
yeah,
And you just have to seek them out.
yeah. Like we're like
Jack's.
yeah, love that place. Love that they throw the fries in the bottom of the bag,
Yeah.
not
fries.
wrapped up, and then they put the hamburger. What's wrong with the fries?
No,
You don't like it?
I have a whole song about it.
Oh, I thought
Bag
you said.
fries, bad
I thought
fries.
you
Just
said.
when you think you're done, you're not.
I
Bag
thought you
fries,
said bad fries.
Just when you think you're done, you're not.
I thought you were saying they're bad.
No, bag fries, and you get
Yeah.
it, and you get them in McDonald's too. If it's like
Oh, the spilled out of the yeah.
the fries.
I love
that are left over in
McDonald's
the
French
bag.
fries
Yeah,
when they're done well.
nothing
It's like
worse than
50%.
the planet than fries. And talk about like you move to LA and they're like, be present, be in the moment. You have to be with McDonald's French fries because they are no good to you in 2 minutes.
Yeah, you can't let them sit. It is not the longer it sets, the better it gets.
But yeah, there'll be things where it's like I'm about to go on tour and I'm starting to have a dialogue with myself. Where I'm like, okay, you can have Waffle House once a month. When you get to Texas, you can have Whataburger. It's like there are things everywhere, all over the country.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll give yourself. I'm planning my cheat days.
I'm thinking about this because in a week or two, I'm going to be in Oklahoma City.
Mm.
That's the problem. Yeah, that is definitely the places I'm most drawn are either a nice restaurant but more so like, for lack of a better divey diner, like I'm going to go with my friend Andy, who's from Oklahoma, because there's a excellent Oklahoma burger. Smash one of their those Oklahoma-style hamburgers.
Yeah.
Where they smush the onions into them.
Yeah.
They're exquisite. I know I can only have one.
Mm.
But that day I go, you better watch out. Do not get in between me and that.
I don't do it.
Serious.
I don't do it, but I'm at this point in my life where it's just like you eat a burger and it just pisses you off. It's like not enough food. It feels like you had a McNugget and you're like, I think I'm at a point in my life where I could become morbidly obese because I could eat 3 burgers or 3 chicken sandwiches or whatever.
But the thing is, you probably could because you also work out every day. That's the difference. A lot of these people we're talking about who have a lot of these issues also have zero movement in their life.
My body's done everything it can do. I'm emotionally and physically exhausted. And I found this steakhouse, Oswego, Oswego. It might be a chain. I don't know. Sat down, had a steak dinner with like a side of asparagus. It was just, I almost cried. It was one of those meals where it was so good. Yeah. And I was so starved of quality food. Because when I get out of a venue, it's 2 a.m.
Yeah, you don't get...
And you have Taco Bell is like the only thing. Taco Bell and some McDonald's are open. Yeah. Or a Waffle House or a Denny's. Yeah. And there's just not a lot of options. And you're losing your mind because you've just been eating shit for so long.
Yeah.
And all you want is a good meal. And then you get it and you could just cry. You give a huge tip and the guy's like, what the fuck where is this coming from?
Leave me. Yeah, that's the problem. It gets so much like when we're at those conventions, if I don't want to eat there, I usually have a limited amount of time. The best I can do is I'll have an hour off in between and I can order like a DoorDash or something because I don't have a car. I hate eating in the hotels because it's usually...
DoorDash should just call themselves ruined food.
Yeah. Well, it depends what you order.
Yeah, if you order Chinese food... you're going to be okay. If you order pasta, you're going to be okay. But if it's fried or something like that, by the time it gets to you, it's all soft and destroyed.
Unless it's like one of those, like, we can have it to you in 18 minutes. Yeah, you have to choose well. Like, pizzas do fine. They're made to go.
Yeah.
But some of those...
I have the place next to me. I'll call them up and I'll order. And it makes me feel like I'm back in Brooklyn where we just used to call them up all the time. And it was before you ordered food on the internet. And I call them up and I give them the credit card number really fast, And you just have a rapport with the guy because you're calling so often. And he's like, I'll have it over there in 10 minutes. And I'm like,
that bodega where I used to get my Coors Light 16 ounce, I would call and say, hello. And the guy's name was Singh. He'd be like, okay, 2-packs Merit Ultra Light and 6-pack Coors Light 16 ounce. Yep. I'll be there in 5. Because it was like catty corner from my building.
Those New York delivery guys, like on their bikes, like, there was no time to fuck around. You had to do so many orders in 1 hour because everybody's busy. Everybody's like doing
They always have those weird created like hand shields on the handlebars to like protect their hands.
They have the grocery bag over the
over
handlebars.
The cardboard that they've made the other like these weird.
It's like apocalyptic bicycles.
It's like were they inspired by Mad Max or was Mad Max?
It's like you put down the phone and you hear a knock on your door.
Yeah,
it's like so oddly fast.
My friend Tony Manna always used to joke about that McDonald's in Times Square because they were like. You want to talk about fast service? He'd be like, "Yeah, could I have a Big Mac and like it's already just in your hand? Your change you're holding your change."
I used to be a PA for Michael Moore on his TV show.
What was the TV show?
Oh God, I want to say The Awful Truth, but isn't that the Vice President's documentary?
That's what you're about to tell us. The Awful Truth.
It was something. He had a show on Bravo. God, I forget what channel it was on now. It's been so long. But Michael Moore is this anti-corporate leftist guy.
Oh wait, I was thinking of the guy who did like the new version of Miami Vice. You're talking about
Roger and Me.
Roger, right?
The big guy who's like on CNN every once in a while. You're like, who the fuck is this guy? But he was this like anti-corporate guy. I was always going out and getting him his McDonald's and his Starbucks every day. And I went to that McDonald's in Times Square. I would have to parallel park a cube truck in Times Square.
What is a cube truck?
It's like those vans you rent.
Like a U-Haul?
Like a U-Haul, yeah.
Okay. Was he in the back?
Yeah, that's how we transported him around.
Chris, take me to McDonald's. Okay, I'm going to shut the door.
1,000 cheeseburgers.
Don't forget the French fries.
All right, Mike.
The whole van is like shaking.
Oh, God,
Ga-dunk, ga-dunk.
What's the bump?
Milkshake.
What flavor?
Everyone. Every flavor.
All of it.
Oh, God, the U-Haul's pulling up. Back down the hatches. He's back.
They roll him down the little ramp.
Oh, God, watch my legs. Come on now. You don't mind. Yeah, I know.
Okay, well, this has been a highly offensive episode.
You know what? I feel like we were respectful.
Yeah, I mean, we love everybody and we have empathy for them.
Yeah.
If anything, we're marveling at your existence. How do you do it?
I mean, listen, we're not pinnacles of physical specimens.
No.
Let's be very clear here.
Remember when you'd watch TV all night and and some ads would come on and just it was constantly just this hot couple all greased up on a Bowflex.
Like, when do they fuck?
Yeah.
They're doing this just to fuck.
And cut. Like, it's about fucking time.
Yeah.
All right, honey, jump on.
Or they're both like, well, that was a disaster. Because the guy was gay is what I'm getting at.
We've made fun of the gays and the fats.
No fat gays, though.
Yeah.
I guess they're just
How
double
do they
offended.
do it?
Slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. All right.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Dana. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Chris.
Hey, it's MC. Once again, come see me on tour this summer. I'm touring right now. The summer of 2025 for all those of you who are in the future. Go to mcchris.com/pages/shows for tickets and information, where I'm going to be, how much it's going to cost. It's not going to cost a lot. It's a very inexpensive ticket, so you should buy it. So go buy it. Go see all my dates at mcchris.com/pages/shows or click on the tour poster if you want a street team and get the word out. The link's right underneath the tour poster there at mcchris.com. I hope I see you out there. It's going to be a lot of fun. I have a lot of great songs about candy and Boba Fett's and pizza and ninjas. I have some jokes that maybe go on too long, probably about Andor and how it really should have been called Luthen. I'm going to have some throwback merch, some cool pins and hats, all kinds of shit you don't need but want. And that's a responsibility. Okay, thanks for listening. Thank you so much for all the support. Keep on listening to this podcast, and I hope I see you out there on tour. Go to mcchris.com/pages/shows for tickets and information. Okay, thanks. Bye.